One of the biggest myths when it comes to the original Assetto Corsa is the idea that you have to get mod cars in order to have a realistic or decent time driving in the simulator. Now, this is one of the most ridiculous myths that just gets repeated over and over again, and probably arises from the fact that there are amazing mod cars, and AC is obviously an amazing mod platform. But the fact is, as someone that's played through every single car in the simulator, one of maybe 15 people to 100% complete Assetto Corsa, I really am that much of a loser, there is a huge amount of absolutely superb cars included in the sim. And the cars that are included in the simulator are categorically some of the best, if not the best simulated race cars in all of sim racing. For example, off the top of my head, one of the best cars in AC is the 2017 Porsche Cup car. This car is unbelievable to drive. Oversteer on the throttle, oversteer on the brake, oversteer from the steering wheel, but it all comes together, it's all communicated with incredibly detailed force feedback, and it all makes sense when you link it together and work with the vehicle to get the most out of it. It is an absolute pure driver's vehicle, and the quality of how that car drives is on a par with what you'd get in any private simulator centre. Ginetta, for example, use AC as their training simulator. It's not going to drive that much drastically different to what you would have with that Porsche Cup car. It's so good, the content that's in AC and the quality of how it drives. I can only assume that a lot of people have just come to AC later, read the regurgitated comments on the internet, and haven't actually bothered to drive cars that are in the sim to then come to the conclusion that, oh yeah, you need mod cars for it to make any sense. I dare you guys, I absolutely dare you, go in the iRacing, the pit of despair, and drive the Porsche Cup car in that. It's a different Porsche Cup car, it's a newer one, but just drive it and compare how that handles to the AC Porsche Cup car. Come back to me with which one has more detail for braking, which one's more interestingly manoeuvrable, which one's more dynamic in handling, and then if you watch loads of Twitch clips of Twitch, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, watch loads of onboard videos of real Porsche Cup cars going back, modern, old, whatever, in different conditions, and just get back to me on which one seems to line up closest to what's going on in those videos. I think you might find that the Assetto Corsa version is pretty damn bloody good. Now, also, you have all these vintage cars in AC that are incredible to drive. Some of the older Ferraris, the Mercedes. I mean, there's dozens of cars in AC that will absolutely blow your mind if you give them a little bit of time. Definitely, the sound is often quite lacking on some of the stock content in Assetto Corsa. Fortunately, you can just swap the sounds over if that annoys you. And definitely, the default setups with a lot of the cars in Assetto Corsa are really quite bad. Specifically, the suspension is often really soft on the default settings in Assetto Corsa, and if you tighten that up, it will make the cars a lot more pleasurable, intuitive and immediate to drive. If you've got shader patch installed, you'll find a lot of the stock cars in Assetto Corsa have setups for them in the shader patch content manager setup tool, so it's worth getting that and giving it a go. But just tightening the suspension goes a long way to making them drive absolutely amazingly. Off the top of my head as well, the Shelby Cobra, guys, it's so fun to drive, and that actually does sound awesome. And if you drive that in VR, it will absolutely cook your breasts off. The quality of what you get in AC is absurd. No other sim can compete with it. They all wish they were as good as AC. I sound like a fanboy, but it's the truth, so you're going to have to deal with it. But the takeaway from this is that I'd just like people to think before they repeat and regurgitate the bizarre memes that you have in sim racing when they're patently not true. Stock content in AC, a lot of it is absolutely fantastic, if not some of the best cars in all of sim racing. You can get mods. Mods are fantastic. I love RSS, I love mods, I love the tracks, I like to waste my time and I like to fill up my hard drive. I love all that stuff, but Kunos should get a hell of a lot of credit for what was in the game by default. I've said it, I've done. Let me know in the comments if you have some recommended cars that you would recommend to other people. And most importantly, click that subscribe button, click the like button, bang the bell, and join the Game of Muscle Teapot. It's a new Discord channel, one room. It's very special. It's very secret. So secret, it's only mentioned in YouTube videos where anyone on the internet can watch them. But, yeah, until the next one, guys. Happy tea drinking. Take care. And goodbye.